The very first ingredient is rapport. Why I believe rapport is important is because, finish this sentence. People buy from people right. So the reason why that is true is because if you think about it, if you've ever been referred to anybody, or if you have been referred to go buy some product or service from somebody, the rapport is already there, right? And so you tend to treat them differently because you maybe have a common bond already. And so the rapport is naturally there. It's there by default. But what happens when you're dealing with a stranger, when you're dealing with nothing but just another option in your journey as a consumer to find a solution that we're looking for? We tend to go into our communication with the service providers, the vendors, the salesmen, the loan officers, the businesses. We tend to go in with a guard that is wired in a way where the consumer needs to justify each and every single piece of data. They justify the price, they justify the logo, they justify the brand name, they justify the reviews. Does that make sense? Blame it on Amazon. Blame it on internet shopping as to the reason why consumers are wired this way. And so rapport is important because without rapport, you're not going to be able to actually communicate with them in a way where they tell you two important things, right? So the very first important thing is to tell you their actual why, is to basically give you the reasons as to why they need the solution. Now, initially, what it's going to sound like when you ask them for their why, because when we ask them, what do we ask them? We ask them, hey, how can I help you today? Or what are your goals today? And I know that's such a hard question to remove out of your lexicon or your verbiage or your script, which if you already downloaded a copy of the sales script and you put it into action, you'll notice that question never comes up. And there's a reason for that. There's a science to that. But for those of you who are having a difficult time of removing that initial question, that's ultimately how we ask how we can help them, right? So we can move straight to qualification and figuring out whether or not we could serve them. But I want you to look at it in a different way. And I want you to understand that the very first ingredient is first to build rapport.